All right, y'all. So this is going to be my first video that I've ever posted. For those of you that don't know me, I have been a love coach for the last 6 years, and I'm creating these videos because I want to show long form content. I want to show an insight to my life. The goal for these videos is to impart my knowledge, impart my wisdom, my life experience, the clients that I've worked with, the things that I've personally walked through. I will create these videos and I'll touch on everything. I'll touch on my upbringing, on business, on life, on relationships. My goal is that you leave feeling empowered. My goal is that you leave feeling God's mercy, God's love. My goal is that you take something each week and are able to apply it to your life. Most of you follow me on Instagram. As much as I want to share there, there's only so much that I can share in a 30-second minute highlight reel. We all like to show our best on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. This is going to be a place where I want you to see the raw, the unfiltered, and I want to keep it real with you guys. On Instagram, I think that there's a lot of good, and it allows me to connect with so many of you. But here I want to just let it out. I want to share everything that's going on. So, what I feel called to share today is a little bit about my life right now and what it looks like. So, I am 31. I have been coaching women for the last 6 years. I am an entrepreneur at heart. I have been working since I was 15. I just recently started a business with my best friend in real estate development, and I feel so incredibly blessed by the life that I have. And it's taken me a long time to get here. It has been over a decade of personal growth and personal development. I went to my first Tony Robbins seminar at 22. And ever since then, I have been learning to grow and develop. And I think in my life currently, so I'll share with you what feels most alive. I am in a new relationship. My coaching business is transitioning. I'm stepping into a brand new business. I'm learning a lot and I'm growing a lot, and with that comes some growing pains. I'm going to share with you about the behind the scenes. So, what I've noticed is in my life, relationships has always been the most painful thing for me. I've always wanted love from a man since I never got it from my dad. And I've craved that love and I've looked for it in many places that did not show me that love. And what I'm learning right now is how to continue to pour that love into myself every day while growing and building things that I love. So for me, the Texas development, it's super exciting. It's awesome. And a lot of you ladies that follow me, like you're also very, very ambitious. Like you guys love to work out, you love to grow, you love to meditate, you love to go to Pilates, maybe you have your own business. Like if you're looking to just not work and be a stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home wife, like I all the power to you. That takes incredible sacrifice, work, and effort. But for all my girlies that are very ambitious and like to continue to grow, like this is like I'm speaking directly to you right now. What I've noticed, especially in relationships and love, every time I have stopped doing that and I've stopped going after my ambitions and I've stopped reaching my highest potential and I have started to centralize my life on a man, I lose myself. I lose my self-respect. I lose my dignity. I lose my love. I lose the care and that fire that I have to grow and to continue to do more. I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that because as women, we tend to centralize our life around a man. I would say about 90% of the women that I walk past in a cafe, at a restaurant, at the gym, on a walk, our conversations are about men. The man that we have, the man that we don't have, the man that we want, the man that we don't want. It is centralized a lot on relationships. And what I have experienced in my life, and been so much work that has gone to this, and I still, that's why I want to share with you very openly and raw, like what's even going on now. And I'll kind of like try to close the loop, but this is what feels very much alive for me. In my last relationship, not a secret, I was married. Mason, that's who I was married to. I was such a go-getter. And right before we got married, I hit six figures in my coaching business. I was fucking crushing it, loved it. I was fulfilled. I was on fire. I was going like this. And then as soon as we got married, like shortly after, my business and I started going like this. Mind you, I was in a relationship and a marriage that was unaligned with my soul, my spirit. And I know if you're listening to this and you're in the wrong relationship, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you're married, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And you know the stakes are so high and the commitment and the attachment is so much greater and it's much harder to leave. And my heart goes out to you because I know that's not easy. So, everything started going down. This is a key point. This is something that my coach has always told me, like, watch your bank account when you are with someone. Does it go down or does it go up? If it goes up, you guys are empowering each other, inspiring each other. You guys are creating together. You guys are building together. Again, this is for my girlies that want to build. And if you're not, you have to really check that because it's something that's out of alignment. So, that was one of the first like really big red flags that was coming, but it was like a slow death. It wasn't like from one day to the next that like everything stopped. It was just I was slowly declining. My light was slowly dimming. My spirit, my fire, my spark, my glow, it was coming down. And I know those of you that are listening, you know the glow that I'm talking about. Your friends see it, your family sees it, you see it. You're not the same. You're not the same. And it's affecting your life. And it affects everyone in different ways. And so for me, it was just like my business. My business started really going down and that put more pressure on him. And that created more distance between us. And I was resenting him. When I really look into it, I wanted to be saved. I wanted to feel his love so much that I felt like I had to shrink myself in order to feel like he would choose me because I didn't feel chosen. I felt very much a low priority in his life. And I say that because I unintentionally sabotaged myself and I stopped taking care of myself. I stopped doing those things. No one else forced me to do that. I chose to be in a relationship that was unaligned. I chose to let go of my business and I chose to let go of myself. And letting go of ourself can look like it can show up in many different ways, but that's how it was showing up for me. So then fast forward, we separated, got a divorce. I will share more about that a different episode. But now I'm in a relationship where he loves me. He adores me. Gavin is the one of the most kindest men I have ever met in my life. Like I have all good things to say about him. That being said, he is significantly younger than me. I've never dated a younger guy before, so this is new territory. And now where I'm at, it's like we had all this like love, passion, fire. I finally opened up my heart again after a year of the separation and allowed myself to really love again. But what started happening that I was honestly avoiding and distracting and using the relationship as a distraction, but I started centralizing my life again around a man. This time was different because he was actually pouring all that love into me as well. But I stopped taking care of myself in a different way. And I put, like, ladies, it's so easy for us to enmesh ourselves with a man and forget about the things that keep us moving forward. And if you're an ambitious woman like I am, when you clip your wings, when you dim your light, when you put all your focus on them, even if they're putting the focus on you, you will begin to lose yourself and you'll begin to lose sight of what's actually important. And it's so easy to happen. Like it started happening and I was avoiding and distracting until I was just like, holy shit, how did I end up here? And it's no one's fault. It's really just more about taking personal responsibility. And I can see how easy it is for us to want that love, crave that love, and then still sabotage it. And I wasn't even sabotaging it with him, it was more so an internal thing where I stopped taking care of myself. And this is happening live. Like I'm sharing this like very honest and raw with you. Like one, it heals me because what we show to the light doesn't have power over us. What we hide in the dark controls us. So I share this with you because I know it's going to help. And I know that you probably feel alone because that's even how I was feeling. I was feeling like, how is this happening? And why is this happening if I love him and he loves me? That's a really interesting place to feel like that's happening. And now we're able to have these hard conversations and say, like, okay, are we aligning with each other? Are we supporting one another? Are we lifting each other up? Are we calling each other forward? Are we helping each other rise? Are we helping each other reach our goals? Or are we enmeshing, squeezing, and eventually when you're like this, you're sinking. So there's so much programming that I've had in my childhood and in my upbringing. And unless you decide to take massive action and do things differently, it's very naive to think that we don't repeat the cycles that we saw from our parents. It's very, very naive. Even with all the self-development that I've had, the coaches that I've had, it can still happen. And that's why it's so important to have the proper support team around you, to have the coaches, to have God in your life. Like, I have no shame about talking about God. If that's not for you, like, so respectfully, like, I believe Jesus is my Lord and Savior. And he has shown me so much mercy and grace throughout the years. I mean, before this call, actually, not even before this call, before this episode, you guys, I recorded an entire episode and it didn't record. That's technology. That's also being an entrepreneur. And I'm like, you know what? We got to run it back. So I'm praying, hands in the air, and I'm like, God, you are going to give me the message again. Because again, this is raw, unfiltered. Like, I'm not following a script. I'm just literally sharing from my heart. And I pray that it lands and that you feel inspired and that you feel like you're not alone. So, for my ambitious ladies, do not shrink. Do not shrink. Do not clip your wings. Fly. And at the same time, love, respect, and honor the men that you do come across. You don't need to centralize your life around him. And if that's not your partner and that's not the man that wants to devote his life to you, that doesn't have an intention to marry you, that doesn't see you in that light, my love, choose again. Choose again. That's what I felt like I had the privilege of doing. Like, After the separation and the divorce was so painful, but I felt like, okay, I'm getting the opportunity to choose again. And even with what I'm seeing right now, like whether or not like this is for the long haul, this is what I know is honoring me and honoring my choices in my life. And so, how are you honoring yourself? How are you honoring what you truly want, what you know is best for you? I just had a coaching call with a client and she was telling me, like, I asked her straight to the point, do you think this man is your husband? Immediate response, no. Immediate response, no. And I just told her, like, the longer that you go on that train, the longer that you go on the bus, the longer your back, the longer your trip back is. So that is just to return back to the point where you can say, "Oh, okay, now I'm going to go this way." So if you are in that spot and you know that you're with the wrong person, like think about how much longer you have to go until you just want to get back. And I'm going to be totally honest, some of you ladies are in your late 30s. You want a husband, a you want a family, but you're still picking men that can't provide that for you or are unwilling or don't want to. So that's like one part, but the part that I was sharing that feels really alive is like every time I have made myself smaller, every time I have centralized the man, I start resenting them and myself. So there's a lot of you ladies that are, and I totally understand because all fucking social media right now is throwing at us like find a rich man, find a rich man, find a rich man. Great. Find a dependable man that can provide for you. Awesome. But if you're looking for a man as your ticket out, how do you even know that that's the man that you want to be with? Can that man provide spiritual? Can he provide anything spiritually? Can he provide anything emotionally? Can he provide safety? Can he provide loyalty? Can he provide commitment? Can he provide trust? Can he provide protection? Some of you are so hyper focused on if that man can provide that you're overlooking all these other qualities. And now you're putting yourself in a position where you can't even really make a fair judgment of if that man is good for you. You don't know because now you're dependent on him. And that's the point that I got with my ex. Once I stopped taking care of myself and the relationship started going to absolute shit, I was now dependent on this man. When you're coming from a place of survival, how can you know that you're picking the right man? Another incredible reason why we're also like in this Texas development and offering women to invest with us because we want to show women like you want to be with the partner that you truly align with, not the person that you have to be with. We are not in the times where you weren't able to open up a bank account because you're a woman. You weren't able to buy a house because you're a woman. We are in different times. And there's so much pressure on the man to be making, an insane amount of money. And if you want that, like best believe that comes at a price too. Like that kind of man is looking for a specific kind of woman. And if you are looking like me and you actually you have ambitions, you have goals. There's nothing wrong with that, but you do have to understand a man like that is also looking for certain qualities in a woman. And if you don't vet him out and he doesn't have a strong character and he doesn't have a relationship with God, the other things that you have to put up with are not the best. I've seen it. I see it with women all the time. I see it with women that have everything and more, and they are miserable. They're so unhappy. That is killing your spirit being there. Absolutely killing your spirit. So I say now, like, this is where, like, I get to be honest with myself and say, okay, no more dimming, no more playing small, no more looking for a safety net, ladies. Like, God and you are the safety net. Your worth comes from God, and inside and in the work that you do and in the actions that you take and in the commitments that you have with yourself. That is how you provide safety. And then when a partner comes, he's an addition to that. Like, provide for yourself so that when a man does come and do something nice to you, it's not like, oh my God, no one's ever done anything nice to me, for me. So these are the things that I feel like it feels very real and raw. And a lot of people don't want to share about this. I mean, shit, I didn't want to share about this. But I'm here to show you that first of all, you're not alone. You're not alone. Second off, I think I think we have been under attack for the nucleus family for a really long time. I think if there's anything that the world wants to destroy now more than ever, it's family. You take down the family, you don't have a city. You don't have a city, you don't have a state, you don't have a state, you don't have a country. It's the easiest way to take us out. There's so much division right now. I know we all feel it. But if you can take care of yourself, you can take care of your partner. If you take care of your partner, you can take care of your family. That's how you take care of a community, and that's how we take care of each other. But if we're not able to get real, raw, and honest with ourselves, that's not going to happen. We all have different weaknesses. I think for ladies, I think our biggest weakness has been our relationship with ourselves and our relationship with men, and how much we're willing to sacrifice and self abandon just for love. I did it my whole life. And even now, being in a loving relationship, still trying to self abandon. And you guys don't see this because you guys see the love, the glamour, the all this, but this is what's happening internally. This is what's happening. I mean, the closest people to me, my coach, obviously knows all of this, but like I'm sharing it with you because I don't want to hide it anymore. What I'm telling you, what you bring to the light doesn't have power over you. And then you can start taking different action. So my goal for you today is that you see how you've centralized men in your life. Whether he's the man that you have, don't have, like, see how much that plays a role in your life. See, where do you self-abandon? Where do you people please? Where do you put your needs last to try to keep the connection, keep the friendship, keep the family? Where do you clip your wings? When did you start playing small? Who are you looking to come save you? Are you looking for the government to save you? Are you looking for a man to save you? Are you looking for your family to save you, your friends? These are all very real, honest questions that I've had to ask myself. And now I want you to ask you, where is that showing up in your life? How have you self-abandoned? And I'm going to share a video every week, and it's going to be on something new. Maybe it'll still be on this. Maybe I'll share something about my past. Maybe I'll share something else. Like, I want these to land with you so that you can start reflecting on your life. How is this showing up? So, if you do want to work with me, I'm accepting small number of one-on-one coaching clients now to share that you're not in this alone. There's a lot of things that we can work out on our own, and there's things that we need other support from. So if this ever feels like something that you want to learn more about, DM me, reach out to me. We'll get on a call. And I'm really excited for you ladies. Like, I feel a shift happening. I feel a shift happening within myself. And there's so much that we can accomplish. But you have to stop moving out of fear. And you can't be afraid to share the truth. I love you all so, so much. And I can't wait for next week. Bye, y'all.